Sportsmanship, leadership, inspire, determination, excitement. Welcome to the Slide Podcast. Your hosts, Jen and Aaron, are on deck and ready to introduce the current stars of Little League Baseball. So grab your favorite sports drink, fasten your chin strap, and get ready to go inside the chalk lines of our Little League fields. Here are your hosts, Coach Jen and Coach Aaron.
So welcome back, everyone. This one we're going to do a little bit different. Bryson, it's like 11:13 p.m. on Tuesday. Holy crap. It's October 18th. 18th. Man. But anyway, we're here. This wasn't planned. So Bryson, we got to come up with your nickname, dude. So is it Coach Bryson? Is it,
I don't know.
Manager Bryson? I don't know what we call you. You have to come up with that title.
Yeah, all my buddies back in the day, they just all called me B. Mitch, Bryson Mitchell, and my dad growing up, everybody called him Mitch. So it was just B. Mitch was one of those things that just kind of stuck. But that's really the only thing that I've ever gone by outside of Bryson.
We'll have to come up with something just for the show. But But anyway, so Bryson and I were up, and we're often up texting back and forth and talking about baseball stuff. So it was like, why don't we just hop on and record? And so I'm super excited and pumped because we just finished our rec league season tonight for 8U, which my son Jace plays on. And I couldn't be more proud of just a group of kids. And every coach says that. I get that. But I feel like some of the circumstances that, we had this season, and it wasn't like it was bad. It's just, those kids showed out. And it ain't even about winning the games. It's about, dude, hearing these kids cheer on consistently and support each other, dude, it was amazing, dude.
It's always tough ending a season because you get so close, and like we talk about all the time, baseball's the great unifier, and you get so close, and then it's like, well, dang, it's over already.
And dude, it's so hard, and I'm sure it is in other leagues as well, but to keep saying kids together, honestly, we bounced around for a couple of different teams the last few seasons, and not really on purpose, because honestly, when it comes to that kind of stuff, dude, I just need no extra drama. But somehow that always seems to follow me. But anyway, so we've had different teams, and I'm gonna tell you, these group of kids that we've had this season, 2 or 3 of them knew each other. 2 of them I think had played together. 2 of them had played together, and outside of that, I knew the head coach, but I didn't know the other assistants. And dude, it's been awesome how we've been able to play off each other. And one of us is there's 4 coaches on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've seen sometimes in Little League, you may have 4 coaches on the field, but you only got really one coach really coaching the players.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and so we're all we're in position to tell everyone, and man, we've had fun. Dude, it's been fun. So, all right, we've previewed a little bit about you in some previous episodes, but you're the baseball manager for USC in Columbia, right? So the Gamecocks.
Yeah, I am.
People get
been a Gamecock my whole life, actually.
People get that confused, though, when you say USC with California?
They do not, because we're in the state of South Carolina. So people,
okay.
Well, the ongoing argument is there was one school that was started first, and that was us. So,
if that's fact,
exactly, I don't know, but now I think one of the big things with that whole argument in general is that now we've changed our academic branding to U of SC. So
oh, really?
our school website is U of SC.
Well, that's the U of Miami, so there is no 2 U's, buddy.
we have the SC in it still. Don't get me wrong.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I've been a manager for 4 years now, or this is my 4th year, and it's been fun. I actually started out, I was in high school. I was playing baseball. I was going on some small school visits and kind of testing those waters a little bit and stressing myself out to no end. It was affecting me in every aspect. It was a lot, and I didn't realize it until after the fact, obviously, how much that it was really weighing on me. I was going to hitting, I was doing this, I was doing that, and doing everything. Hey, somebody see me, maybe. I don't know what I'm going to do. But
Dude, that's got to be stressful, man. Like,
it's so bad.
You played with kids, obviously, that got recruited, and then obviously you're with kids every day that's going through that. And I say kids, I don't mean that in a bad way, but considering my age, you're half my age, so you're a crazy kid. So anyway, but dude, I know that's got to be stressful because you're just trying to get done school.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you go to school every day, you go to practice, you go home, and then you're like, okay, let me send out an email to this coach. Let me try to set up this with this coach. And then next thing you know, you have all these people wanting to get you to pay them to get you recruited. And then it's just like, what do you pay for? What do you not pay for? I mean, I'm the oldest kid, and it was uncharted territories for me, my mom, my dad, everybody. Right. And it was one of those things. They're like, hey, thankfully they were like, you do what you want. But I mean, I'm undersized. I didn't have the best arm. I didn't have the most power. I mean, I played the game the right way. I played it hard. I was pretty quick. I got on base a lot, but it was one of those things. It was just hard to deal with. And then finally came to the realization that, hey, when I was in 7th grade, my mom's dad passed away from lung cancer. And on his grave, it's the Carolina C with the Gamecock inside it. And I wear the necklace, and it was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is one of those things, like, I'm supposed to be at South Carolina. And so then my buddy Dawson, who was on the show, he was committed to South Carolina to play baseball, and he had some injuries that he ended up decommitting. He had some injuries they weren't sure about if he was going to come back healthy and all that. But he set me up with one of the main sports writers for Carolina baseball. And next thing you know, I ended up with an interview the summer before my freshman year, and here I am living my life away at South Carolina baseball field, Founders Park. So
that's freaking awesome, dude.
It's been a crazy journey.
And you got some scholarship in there too, right?
Yeah. So your first year, you don't get scholarship. You get a ton of clothes, and you get all the perks. You get to schedule your classes first, and you automatically get a seat for every sporting event at the university. I mean, there's a lot of perks. And then later on, after your first year, you start getting some scholarship money. So helps my parents out. I don't have to get a job in college, so it kind of works out nice for me.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so now, every day, what's your role?
So I get up in the morning, eat, go to class, and then go eat lunch, go straight to the baseball field. I'm there about 1:30 every day, and it's one of those things where you walk in, you get the practice plan, and you make sure all the players have their practice gear. That's priority number one. Make sure all the players have their practice gear. And then go talk to the coaches, see what they need machine-wise, because we do a lot of, Coach Diamond was talking about it. We do machines a lot he uses them for ground balls, but we don't use them as much for ground balls as we do for hitting drills. We do they're called hack attacks, and we do a lot of stuff with them for hitting drills. So we set up the whole field, grass saver, all that, shag. I do a lot of stuff with the middle infielders with Scott Wingo. Coach Wingo.
Yeah, Scott. He played on the World Series team.
Yeah, he was the MVP in 2011. Yeah. Funny story about him. First day that he started with us last year. He came back to South Carolina to coach last year. And he walked in the equipment room the first day, and I had to compose myself because I'm like, holy crap. I was 10 and 11 years old watching him play second base. That was my position. And so I had to don't fanboy Bryson. You're going to be with him every day. Chill out. Right. Now I text him all the time.
Pace yourself.
We go out to eat. I mean, he's a cool guy. So I'll do stuff with him, with the infielders. And really, we're just an extra hand for the coaches and anything they need. And now I've gotten to some contacts with some of the scouts and stuff, and they'll do stuff like just ask, hey, y'all scrimmaging this week? I'll tell some of them when we're scrimmaging and that I've gotten close with. I mean, the connections have just been, it actually helped me get my job this summer in independent ball. But the connections are crazy.
That's
I mean, college baseball is a huge world. And just like we were talking about, it's even like with this podcast, the connections you make, it's insane.
Yeah. I mean, it just never, ever stops.
No.
It's every day there's a new kid that's picking up the bat for the first time. And, that's the cool thing about the show is when you think about putting something together that's got some longevity, kids are always going to be top priority for me and, should be for everyone else.
Exactly.
And so that's never going to get old. And, making a kid smile will always be there. And then like there's always going to be baseball. Like do everything. There's always going to be baseball. So you put kids in baseball together. I mean, how can you go wrong? So
So it's also crazy. Like today, I had a former coach of mine. He was one of my high school coaches. He reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, man," he's like, "I heard you're becoming a big star these days with the podcast and stuff."
Oh, really?
And he was like, "Just let me know anytime if y'all need somebody on there. I'll talk a little baseball with you." And I mean, it's just like getting old people to reach back out. Yeah,
which coach?
It's definitely fulfilling. His name's, well, we called him Coach Buck, but his name's Buck Thomas. He's actually a teacher at the high school. He doesn't coach anymore. He quit last year because his kids are young and he kind of wants to be around a little more with them. I mean,
that's awesome.
Coaching's strenuous.
Hey, I didn't know if you were on the show, you're a big star. So that's awesome news, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, imagine what you are at this point.
No, I know.
I'm the big star. Holy cow.
I know. That's horrible because I still can't listen to any of these recordings back. Like Jason and I, we were going down the road the other day and he loves to listen to them. And I started listening to our first softball episode because I thought it went freaking phenomenal. And so we're listening to it and I start like getting on one of my stupid little rants and I just had to cut the radio off. I was like, I can't do this anymore. He's like, what are you doing?
So I listened to all of them that I'm not in. Like, I wasn't in the softball episode. I loved it. I listened to the whole thing. I mean,
so what's your mom say? So what's your mom say now that you're, out there on Apple?
She loves it. Yeah, she loves it. Because, I mean, she's like, this is so you. I mean, I don't know. I just always find a way to just do something I like and still try to find a way to stay in baseball in some way. And she was like, you love talking, you love baseball. This is perfect.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
I know. It's crazy. But I mean, dude, every night, especially on nights where we have games, because you and I, we sort of plan like we may do this tonight, may not, but because I just know how I'm going to be usually on game nights because I'm so like pumped up. And dude, I'm going to tell you, for all of you guys that live in like super cold places and states, I can be a big baby, but I'm going to complain tonight. It was cold.
It was the first one of the year.
Oh my God, dude. Like Ring sent me a notification yesterday that there was going to be like a freeze warning. My doorbell. So I guess I should have listened, but dude, it got down to like 31 last night. And yesterday afternoon, it hit like mid 70s. So, anyway, we played through some tough weather tonight with some wind, and it was our final game of our regular season. And man, I knew I was probably going to be pumped up regardless of the score.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but did y'all pull it out tonight?
Yeah, we did. I mean, we played a younger team. So the kids, honestly, like that's the cool part about these kids that we have on our team is like we on purpose never tell them the score. Just because score should never matter. Even it's so funny because we'll tell them like line up at the end of the game. And they're like, what was the score? Did we win? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, and then like in the middle of the game, like kids will ask every once in a while. And I'm like, you see when that umpire, when he says ball game's over, like that's when we know when we need to stop scoring runs. And until then you hold them and you keep scoring. So, but I mean, and it's so crazy because we'll even get to like the little game ball speech at the end and they still don't know if we won. And honestly, that's fine to me because those kids, they're laughing and they're playing and score's not a priority. I mean, we got this, end of season tournament coming up next week and tournament, whatever, like it's not a tournament to me. It's we're just playing the, top teams again that we've already played this season, but it's another chance for these kids to get to play with each other, more practice, and hopefully we can pull out another win or two. But
your season keeps going.
I know. Well, I mean, we played 10 games and we went 9-1. And, honestly, like I said earlier, we've been on a couple different teams and like this head coach that I'm on now, like we've knew each other, but he sort of got volunteered to be a head coach because we needed another one for our district. And like he sort of volunteered and then our commissioner or president, I don't even know what his title technically is, but told him to reach out to me because my kid wasn't frozen and we ended up together and man, it's been fun. So,
I saw something the other day. speaking of like volunteers and Little League sports, I saw that obviously where we're from, Bowling Springs is starting, they're doing basketball through the high school. Little League basketball starting through the high school.
Well, I mean, and now you add, basketball and football is ran through the high school too, right? So like
most of football is, yeah.
I mean, I think, we've talked a lot about, we live in a community, Bowling Springs, South Carolina, and we've got 2 youth leagues that's like rivals to each other in our city. And we talked to quite a few people, obviously, that have had questions around why the divide and why the rivalry. And I mean, it's crazy, like the things that we could be doing if we wasn't just like silly problems getting our way. So,
yeah, I mean, hopefully, it's one of those things you hope that as a community, at the end of the day, all these kids are going to play high school sports together.
Yep. So, some of these kids are going to school with each other every day and they don't have the ability to even play against each other. So,
yeah, because they're playing at different places.
You went through it, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. I did. I went through it the whole time I played from the age of 3 until I quit playing Little League. I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
But I'm sure this kind of stuff, though, is like, going on throughout the country. We don't have visibility to it. So, if I have a message for anyone out there, it's, like stop like the high school drama. He said, she said, I don't like you. I don't like her. Like, just show up every day and do what you do for the kids. At the end of the day, those kids don't need to know that the animosity, whatever exists, is even there. And they don't really care.
Yeah.
They're there. They pay. Their parents pay to come and like have fun. Or that's what they should be paying for.
Exactly. They want to play their friends.
Some parents are paying for wins. So, they come to show up and win games. That. So, but,
I feel like at that age, it's more about development than anything. You're like, yeah, it's cool to win. But at the end of the day, like, if you want your kid to keep playing, guess what? Do they need to be leaning into a pitch at the age of 9 to win a game? Or do they need to sit in there and learn how to hit a fastball or a changeup from a kid that's throwing off the mound? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more about them getting better and them having fun than it is. I mean, the fun doesn't get into the winning until you get older.
Right.
At that age, it doesn't matter.
Well, and I look at all this stuff, like I'll post it on Facebook and stuff, and I'm the first one to tell you I'm proud of my son. But, I posted some long, stupid, like, I don't want to say stupid, but I posted some long post tonight about how proud I was of him. But to me, I cherish everything that he's going to remember and tell his grandkids. And, like, he's never going to remember a score of a game right now. Like, these games right now, like you said, like, they matter in the moment. Like, you want to win those games, right? You want to win. But
that's competitive nature.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're not going to remember that score. Like, for the people that's out there that remember the score of their baseball games when you were playing 12U, like, go on Jeopardy. Like, holy cow. Like, if you can remember that stuff. But for like myself, I remember like people I interacted with. I remember the coaches that I didn't like. Yeah, I'm sure you had a few of those. And like, I remember just, the things that we did together as a team. And honestly, I didn't grow up really like with the best teams in the surrounding like support for baseball. But besides that, like, that's the stuff I remember. Kids will remember that stuff. They won't remember to score these baseball games.
I mean, growing up, like, my dad ended up having to tell me, like, Bryson, quit remembering, because I would remember them for 6 months, and 6 months down the road, I'd be like, Dad, I made an error. This was obviously when we started playing travel ball. I was probably 13, and be like, yeah, Dad, I got to go out there and I got to work on this because I misplayed this exact ball. So I need to work on this exact ball for an hour. Right. I mean, I would drive myself crazy. Looking back on it, it's almost funny.
Did you, like, reality though? Like, how many times did you do that? Like, did something click with you? Like, obviously, like,
finally, my dad was like, Bryson, like, you got to stop. Like, you're driving yourself insane. Like, I mean, mentally, I was like, it was like, if I lost a game, it was consuming me for a week. And no teenager or even younger than that should be getting consumed over a loss of a game. Like, and it was on me. It wasn't on I mean, thankfully, I don't know what finally clicked. I really don't think it clicked until my senior year of high school. I was going into my senior year of baseball season in high school. And my mom looked at me and she said, Bryson, your senior year is supposed to be one of the most fun years of your life. She said, and I know you love baseball, but if baseball isn't going to be fun for you, you need to quit.
Yeah, for real.
And I'll never forget her saying that to me. If it's not going to be fun, you need to quit.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
Well, man, I think sometimes it helps hearing that from my parents. I see it so much on the field, especially, look, here's the reality is there's so much that I have to learn, and I'm trying my best to learn about the different varieties of Little League and rec ball, travel ball. But, I see it so much in the rec ball world that I'm in right now. But, where parents are just, they're trying to live out their dreams through their kids. And I get it. I wanted to play in the MLB. I've said that so many times on the show. I'm going to start like making you guys, y'all going to have to like make fun of me every time I say it now. But I get it. You want that. But, I look at my son, and I've got 2 sons, and I watched them both, come up through Little League, and they just didn't have the love for it. And, baseball, you got to love that game because, again, we've said this so many times is you're not going to be successful a lot. As you get older, those inside the park home runs that we love so much start to turn into singles very quickly. And
oh, yeah.
The game gets hard and it becomes challenging. And unless you're willing to commit to the game and to what it takes, I could go out there and make my sons, both of them, when, they were in the age, like go out there and hit 50 balls, take, 50 swings, whatever. But if it's not in their heart, I can't put it there.
It don't matter. Yeah.
That's right. And
it's also one of those things where, like, even though in the moment I remember doing some of those dumb things and like laughing at myself now, but like at the end of the day, like, do I remember an exact instance where I lost a game because of dropping them? No, I don't. Not anymore. Of course, in the moment,
I'm sure
you take it to heart. But
dude, in reality, you never lost a game. You're a team.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
Dude, I'll remember my sophomore year. I was playing ball. And again, I wasn't the best player on the team. I loved it. Man, I wanted to be, but I knew I wasn't at the level of some of the others. But dude, I was the last out of the game and I struck out. And that was like the worst thing and the worst feeling in the world. And our high school coach was my science teacher, I believe it was. And dude, I was in his classroom first thing the next day, and I was like apologizing to the guy. And he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, Coach, I'm sorry. Like yesterday, man, I let the team down. And he was like, dude, that's the game. And, I walked out of the classroom and I was like, he's lying. He's mad at me. But at the same time, that's the reality. Like, I was the same way. I was so hard on myself and I held myself to unrealistic expectations. So,
me and so Dawson that was on the show, I keep bringing him up because, we played together our whole life.
Yeah, for sure.
And our senior year of high school, we were in the playoffs. And, we were preseason 1 in the state my senior year. And there was 3 of us that have been growing up playing baseball together since like the age of 5. Me, Dawson, and our buddy named Davis Brown. And we batted 1, 2, 3 in the lineup. Davis was 1, I was 2, Dawson was 3. And we were down 1 run in an elimination game.
Hold on. What age group was this?
This was my senior year of high school.
Senior year. Okay, okay.
Yeah, my senior year of high school. And we were down 1 run, elimination game, and Davis grounded out, I grounded out, and Dawson struck out. And now something like that, I don't think I'll ever forget. But at the same time, when I think back to it, it's like us 3 have talked about it over and over and over. Obviously, now we're not mad about it anymore.
What was the score?
3-2. 3-2 against Hillcrest. And now we're not mad about it. But we still talk about it to this day. You're like, you know what, though? Like, we wouldn't be able to live with ourselves if it wasn't us 3 that got the 3 outs. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those things.
So you grounded out? Or no, you struck out?
No, Davis grounded out, and then I grounded out, and then Dawson struck out to end the game.
Did you hit the ball hard?
I did. Hit the ball hard. But
there you go.
But thankfully, and we also joke around, but now we joke around about it. But it still kind of stings. You thinking about, you wanted this, you wanted that. But we joke around about it because Dawson was the only one to go play college ball.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, Dawson, at least you're the one that struck out, not one of us. So we didn't end our baseball careers with a strikeout.
There you go. Oh, man. There you go. Well, see, there you put a positive spin on it. There you go.
Yeah, we did. Baseball is just one of those things you never forget. Like, you never forget the people, though, more than anything. Like, I think the only reason I remember that so vividly is because it's my two best friends and me.
Yeah.
Like, we were the last three. Like, if it was three dudes that I was friends with, but like we just played together and I wasn't real close with, I wouldn't hold a grudge against them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I remember it so vividly is because we have a picture. I have a picture on my phone of us at 5 years old, like playing baseball together. And then so it's just one of those things. It's like you remember it because of who it is, not because of what actually happened.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, I think about my childhood and, my parents, I'm from Packlet, dude. Like, that's like country. And, yeah, it is. And funny enough, my family actually had a pig farm back behind my house. And so it wasn't like crazy to not have like fresh bacon on one morning or something. Like, I remember vividly, like you saying, like my grandmother doing that. But anyway, so my parents didn't really like push me. Little League wasn't really thriving like it is today, in small town USA and I don't know, early 80s, mid 80s. And I literally probably at the age 11, maybe, like I started hanging out with friends after school more. And that's where we started playing ball. And we played in this dude's field. And we had to be good at pitching because our backstop, unless we wanted to chase every single ball, was seriously like maybe an 8 in diameter, maybe like an 8-inch tree. So, and I remember specifically, it had marks where we would knock the bark off of it. And, but like, that's how we made up our own like sandlot. And, that's how I learned how to play baseball. And, The Sandlot is obviously a classic baseball movie, but dude, that's how I didn't have the dog, of course, chasing me, but
that's the scariest part. As a little kid, that part of the movie actually scared me. I'm not even going to lie.
Really?
I was telling somebody that like yesterday. I was scared of my own. I was literally having a conversation about the movie Sandlot yesterday. Yep.
Yeah, I think I was talking. Jace always asks me questions about it because he's in his world. Like, the Sandlot doesn't exist. Like, that's fantasy world because he is so used to playing in, on a rec field, on a travel
organized
ball field. Oh yeah. Like, and that whole concept of like Sandlot, just stickball, honestly, like just doesn't exist anymore. And so it's always kind of funny. He'll ask me like, did you really do stuff like that? Did you do this? And I'm like, we did. So
yeah, that's nothing. I grew up just like Jace did, just from the age of 3. I'll never forget. I mean, there's pictures of it. I don't really remember it, but there's pictures of it. I was the Yankees. I mean, sitting at Bryant Road baseball fields in Walnut Springs. I mean, that's just kind of how it was. But I would love, me and you have talked about this many times, there needs to be more Sandlot baseball.
Yeah, they do. And honestly, I've talked about this with Jen, but my in-laws own some property and I would love to just clear off, some land and just make a Sandlot, like we don't need, like my father-in-law had asked me, he's like, what are you going to use for a backstop? I'm like, well, I guess we better have somebody that can catch the ball in. Like, we didn't have that stuff back in the day. And, that makes me sound so freaking old now. Like, I'm talking to people at the baseball field and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, back in the day, we didn't have to, we just went out every night. We didn't have to tell our parents when we were coming home. And then I'm saying all this Sandlot stuff makes me feel old. Don't be laughing at me.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy though. Cause sometimes I feel like I love the fact that there's organized baseball for people to play. And it's so good to make sure that they get a good foundation from the beginning.
Yep.
But like me and you have talked about before, it's a game. Like, sometimes maybe once a month, there just needs to be some kids going outside to play baseball instead of sitting in the house on their video games. Like, why not? Because it'll just be fun. They don't have to worry about, parents don't have to come out there and watch if they don't want to. They don't have to worry about pleasing anybody. Just have fun playing the greatest game.
Yeah. Well, dude, and that's another shame part of everything that goes on today is, the fact that there is no Sandlots, and because everything is controlled by the cities and the counties. I mean, they got padlocks on these fields, and they got padlocks on those fields even in the middle of the day sometimes.
Yeah.
And, I call our commissioner, president, whatever he is. And, I'm like, where can I get just a bunch of kids together and just play like some ball, like just some pickup games? We don't really have anywhere unless you rent a field and you go through the county and you do all this stuff. And I'm like, I just want to get some kids together. We talked about earlier, like, the two rival districts that we have. Like, I want to invite BSYA, kids, and I want to invite D2 kids, and hell, we'll throw some Chesney in there, and hell, we'll
put them all together.
Yeah, dude, like, just get some kids together. Hey, let them pick captains, let them do some bat.
The old school way.
Yeah, you do the old school stuff, flip a coin, do something.
Up the bat.
That's right, hand over hand.
Whoever gets... whoever gets on top first.
Sometimes you don't get the first pick, and you got to deal with it. So, but let those kids do it.
How about this? If there's anybody out there listening to this, if there's a sandlot type field in your area, please send us a picture of it.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be awesome, and we'll make sure to post it, tag you, all that stuff. But that would be awesome if anybody still has a sandlot in their area, because as you hear from us, we sure don't. So that would be awesome. You
know what? I'm the dreamer. I say this all the time, of course, too. And I'm going to have to put like a whiteboard in my office every time that I say certain things. I just check it. The dreamer. I wanted to be. I'm the dreamer. That's right. MLB, all this other stuff. But no, like, why not just start like a sandlot league? You know what? And just inspire people to, hey, you know what? If you got some property, because what's sad about everything is all these housing community or these housing companies are buying off all this property, and we're going to run out of land, dude. And unless we figure out how to put a sandlot league, unless we have levitating land and we figure out how to manufacture that stuff, which obviously that's just silly, but like, we're going to run out of places to do it. And I guess we should start like a petition, save the sandlots. Hey, maybe sandlots. Save the sandlots, dude. Write that down. That like the slide save sandlots. Yep. That sounds good, dude. That sounds good. Yeah. Go ahead and make that a hashtag. You love them. So go ahead and make that one of them. I know. Hey, dude, this is fun though, man. Like, just like Bryson and I had this, not even planned, and just hopping on and talking. So if you're still listening, we appreciate it very much, because obviously you got other things that you could be listening to right now that's a lot more important than us just chatting back and forth about old memories. So thank you very much for staying in there with us. So, but hey, dude, let me ask you a question. So have you ever thought about coaching youth baseball? Oh, 100%. What do you feel like the biggest, like, without having done it yet, like, what do you feel like the biggest challenge would be? For me, I think it would be my competitiveness with the younger kids. Yeah. Like, because I'm such a competitive guy, and I've seen people be too competitive with 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds, and I don't want to be that guy. Oh, it's hard. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's just my nature. But at the same time, like, I think that would probably be my biggest challenge, is to understand the age range and kind of work up as they work up. You know what I'm saying? I thought about this last night. I told my wife multiple times, like, even when Jay says like baseball, he's done, he wants to go join the band or he wants to go do something else. I told him, as long as he playing a team sport, I don't even care. And you know what? After watching some of these marching bands and halftime at these football games, holy crap, they're more synchronized than anything that I've ever seen. But anyway, they're legit. Yeah, for real. That should be considered a sport. No offense, cheerleaders out there, but if we're going to say cheerleaders are sports, then marching bands should be sports. And I'll tell you what, they work their butts off all summer long. I'm going to get murdered for that. I'll probably get murdered. But they work their butts off all summer just like anybody else does. Yeah. They really do. But yeah, there's so many things that, we could do to help kids that, like you're saying, you see so much of that competitive nature in Little League. And I've been just as guilty of it as the coach, as the parent. And honestly, I'm going to say, dude, it's usually the parents in the other team, the one that just makes you so competitive, because you watch them and you see, and this is at least how I see it. I want to help every kid on the field. And I don't know if I told you that we were playing a game 2 weeks ago, and remind me to come back to the my point that I was trying to make. Mm-hmm. I may get lost here, but dude, we were playing a team. We were up 10-0 in third inning, and I finally got tired of watching some of the kids like come up to bat. And we're in 8U, so swinging a 28-inch bat, that's pretty hard to do. And a lot of these kids were coming up, and they wasn't choking up, and they wasn't starting their arms right. And all you're hearing from around them is swing faster, get ahead of it, hit the ball, don't swing at that pitch.
The cliche lines.
Yeah, I mean, in reality is what, I mean, I'm just as guilty as any other parent, but I think, what are you really telling them to do? Like, what in their head? Like, I was at a game last night, and I'm hearing everybody say battle, battle, battle. And I looked at a parent, and I'm like, what does that mean to you? Like, when everybody's yelling battle, what does that mean? And the parent really couldn't tell me. And, and I'm thinking, like, what's that kid thinking at home plate right now when everybody's saying battle, 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 battle? What's that mean? And we've got to be better at, like, teaching them what that means. Is that choking up? And now we're not swinging for the fence now. Like, now we're just trying to make contact. Like, what does battle mean? But I just see all of this stuff goes on, and it sucks sometimes. And that's what makes the competitive part of it so bad, is like you see people treating the game the wrong way. And now I'm making full circle here. But you see people taking the game the wrong way. And quite frankly, honestly, you're not trying to beat the kids. You're trying to beat the parents, because they're the ones that's doing it. So for all the parents that's out there listening, cheer your kids on. Like, be good sportsmen, teach them sportsmanship, teach them how to be a good teammate. And I'm going to tell you, the game will be so much more pleasant for you to watch, less stressful, and it'll make your coaches that are helping your kids, it'll make their lives easier. Anyway, sorry, dude. Go ahead.
So as somebody who's been coaching, what do you think the biggest, so for a first-time coach, if there's a first-time coach listening, what would you say is the biggest thing to keep in mind and to work on? Is it the competitiveness, or, I mean, what really do you think?
It depends on the age group, but I think it'd be cool to just sign up to go through, like, all right, I'm going to take a group of 6U kids, and I'm just going to see them all the way through to the end, and then cycle back around. Like, I think that'd be cool. But I would tell any coach, like, it just really depends on the age group, but smile and have fun as a coach, and your kids will have fun. Like, because kids follow the lead of, the adults around them. And, if the parents are stressed, if the parents are like, you got to do this, we need this right now. Like, imagine what's going on in that small little mind of theirs. And so I'd say smile as a coach, let those kids know that, hey, mistakes happen to everyone, and we're about to make a lot of mistakes. And that's how we're going to get better, and just have fun. And I'm not the person, I'm the introvert kind of person, but out on the baseball field, man, I'll do whatever, like, to make a kid smile. Like tonight, in between innings, the music was playing, and it was the rodeo song or whatever. I don't know, it was the video that went viral a few years ago with the guy, like, with just a short song, like doing some kind of cowboy dance or something. I don't remember what it is.
Is it the Gangnam Style or whatever?
No.
That one?
No, dude, we sound old when we say that, dude. And you ain't even that old. But no, it was like, I can't remember what it is. Somebody out there is.
Anyways.
Yeah. But anyway, I remember the dance in my head, but I'm not a dancer, of course. But I was challenging the opposing team's first baseman. I'm always first base coach, but I'm challenging their first baseman to dance, and I'm like just trying to make him laugh. And because again, we were playing a young team. The score didn't end well, and I don't brag on those things, but I'm trying to get those kids out there though that's staying, they're still paying the game attention. Like, I'm trying to get them to have fun. And the first baseman dude, he said, hey, I think there's a batter coming up. We may need to pay attention. I was like,
I love it.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm trying to have too much fun here, but he was being put on the spot, and he didn't like that spot. I was like, come on, I bet you can't do it right now. And it was fun, dude. But that's it, man. I would tell any new coach, man, go out there and just try to have a ball. And I haven't always taken that approach. By heart and by nature, I'm attracted to people from a leadership perspective of, like, I'm more of a military mindset. You tell me what to go do, I'm going to go do it. And you don't have to ask me twice to go do it. But kids these days, like, that's not how they respond. And it's hard for me sometimes to grasp because I'm like, dude, what did I tell you? Like, did I tell you to do that? Like, I'm talking to my kids and I'm like, did I have to tell you twice? Come on now, dude. But, you know, on the baseball field, like, kids just don't respond that way. And I've learned that way even with my own kids is I don't have a lot of patience, Bryson.
I don't either at all.
And it's hard. Dude, ragdoll is the one that I would probably opt out because that's kill the man with the ball and everybody
crying. Tackles.
Oh, yeah.
Tackles
Everybody's
each other.
crying because they didn't come out of the pile with the ball and there's some kid hurt. And, man, it ain't even organized chaos. It's just chaos. So I didn't even want to, like, coach in that age range. I didn't feel like I could relate to those kids. But, man, I ended up going out there and I tried to make the most of it. And most of those kids, man, they were building sandcastles and picking
flowers and
butterflies and all the cliches. Yep. But that's reality.
Yeah.
It's hard.
You know, that's crazy because I think that would be tough for me too. Because, like, even when I did play ragball, my mom said she thought I was going to quit baseball because of how much I hated ragball. I would get the ball and go tag first and then get mad when the dude was still standing on first from the opposing team.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, so, like,
no outs in ragball.
No outs. Like, I've always been wired, like, a little bit different when it comes to that type of stuff. Like you're saying, like, very structured.
Yeah.
Like, you do it this way. This is right. At the age of 5, I was telling you everybody on the Braves roster. So you think I like when they didn't get out and they didn't go sit down? Like, no, I hated that.
Yeah.
So I may have to skip out on the ragball wave.
I'm gonna tell you. So, you know, it's funny. Like, if you start out in rec ball, what I've learned, and because it takes patience, and usually that first round, like if you're coaching your kid and he's that young 6U and you volunteer to be head coach, just know you're signing up for probably a year's worth of butt beating because you're probably going to get beat by some kids. But it all works in cycles. And that's what I always try to remind parents is.
It's like every other year almost.
Oh, yeah. Because at some point in time, you're going to be the young group. And so you're going to have your challenges and your battles and your learnings. And then you're going to have your year where you're the tenured group and you know how the game works at this point. So as a coach, you try to tell parents, like, you got to be patient this year. You know, when you're just coming from 6U, we're going to 8U. You know, now the circle is almost irrelevant when it comes to anything other than where a kid's got to be playing.
Yeah.
And honestly, when you're playing a team that hits the ball, and so when you're playing that tenured team, like, that circle becomes even less relevant because really I would rather move that position to behind second base because that's where
almost like a short center fielder. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I see so many parents again, like, even get consumed in who plays the circle, you know, at that age. And it's like, you do realize, like, this position don't exist. Like, now I'll tell you.
You can't play the circle forever.
Right. And whoever's playing the circle, if they're good, they're not going to end up anywhere close to that circle. I mean, they're going to be short. They're going to be, you know, shortstop, maybe even first, third, whatever. Or, God forbid, we put them in the outfield.
God forbid, right? Oh,
I know. And there's one parent out there right now that I know that, you know, her son just does not enjoy the outfield. And I understand. And I know he's got to be patient. But I think that's one of the things that, you know, even my son took away from this year is this is his third season playing 8U, is he now understands as an outfielder how he can help his team.
Yep.
Because he's throughout, I don't know, I didn't keep track, maybe 4 or 5 like assists put outs kind of thing from center, whether he's beating a runner in that's coming from first on the force out or, you know, like tonight, even he got a ball in and second baseman ran down and tagged a kid running to third. So even like in 8U as a coach, unless you put emphasis on the outfield, they get lost. And like, you got to always like playing outfield isn't just an easy skill to pick up. So
no. And the thing is, especially at that age group, like you're talking about, if you're not working with your outfielders, if a ball gets past the infield, next thing you know, like we were talking about earlier, inside the park home run is coming.
Yeah.
Like, work with those guys so that doesn't happen. And so guess what? Then they become a vital part to your team. just like every other position.
That's right. Because as the leagues become more competitive, and with everything gets more competitive. Like those outfitters are going to play a crucial role, like in preventing runs. And
oh yeah,
that's what I try to tell the kids. Like instead of a home run right there, you gave up a single or you gave up a double. Like you saved one run, if not two runs, maybe depending on what the situation is. So
yeah, exactly.
It's hard though. I mean, I know like those kids they send out there and like tonight, unfortunately, like we had a team that I think they hit the ball in the outfield twice, maybe three times.
So then at that point, they're just not getting the ball. And
yeah, I mean, when you're playing one of those younger teams, like, really, I'll be honest, there was a kid that came up to bat, I swear, and the fifth pitch in 8U I'm learning is called Moneyball. And I guess I just never referred to it as that. But everybody starts yelling Moneyball, Moneyball. And because he's got to swing, the batter's got to swing. And the coach for the other team, he's pitching. And dude, he hits the kid. Like,
oh no.
It's like in the head.
Oh
like,
no.
I looked at the and I'm like, Blue, give him the base. Like,
give him the base. He got hit by the pitch. Let him go to first.
Like, I don't even feel comfortable. Like, and the kid tried to swing. Bless his heart, he tried to swing. It was self-defense, and he missed out. But like this kid just got out, and he got hit in the head. But
so for all the coaches out there, they also need to practice throwing the ball to the plate so their kids can hit it.
But hey, you know what? I never volunteered to be the pitcher because for a few years there, I was in 6U. And like for all the listeners out there that's rolled their eyes when I say, because that's underhand pitching in most cases, when you're first starting. But dude, even that stressed me out. I'd get home and a kid would strike out and I knew I just threw a bad pitch. And man, I wouldn't let it go. And here I am talking about my son who never lets his strikeouts or everything else go. Here I am. Dude, I'd come home.
Honest, right?
He does, and honestly, like I have to look at myself all the time and say, "Man, I gotta change this stuff." But it's hard. But I'd get home at night and I'd tell Katie, my wife, I'd be like, "Look, I need to send a game changer message out to everybody just to say I'm sorry. Like pitching was off tonight." And she's like, "Why would you do that?" Like, because all these kids struck out because of me.
I tell you what, I remember my 6U coach. Looking back on it, I remember most of my coaches because thankfully I got lucky. I mean, I had a lot of good coaches, and my first coach ever, Lee Thomas, he's now the wrestling coach at Bowling Springs High School, the head wrestling coach.
Okay.
But he's an awesome guy. And then I remember 6U, coach's pitch, underhand, at Chris Williamson. And to this day, I'm still really close with my family's really close with his family. And it's just like you remember all those. It's like you just remember all those things, and
it's extended family, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like my girlfriend went home with me back to Bowling Springs, and we walk into a restaurant, and I talked to 3 of the first 5 tables when I walked in, and she was like, what in the world? How do you know all these people? Well, I played baseball with him. I played baseball with his brother, and that's a kid I played baseball with. That's his dad. I mean, those were the 3 things I said.
Right.
And I think about it and I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's my life.
Well, again, we grow up in small town USA kind of thing. I mean, sometimes it's football, that runs the city. You look at Texas and all the stuff that goes on out there. But a town like ours, I would say, honestly, it's the baseball team. I mean, we would love it to be the football team, but
we still have the love for the football team. But at the end of the day, I mean, a town like ours, you don't see baseball crowds like that in high school much. And I took it for granted, and I wish I didn't, because I realize now how lucky we were with the crowds we had and the support we have. And I tell you what, I mean, if you go to a baseball school that has support in high school, you're lucky. You're lucky.
Well, I mean, it's just not that, attention grabber that the football game is. And the game is a lot slower, and it's all the stuff that we know about it, which is why we need banana ball. I keep saying that one, but until that comes, we were talking about on the softball podcast that breakdancing took out softball. Hey, what if banana ball takes out baseball for the Olympics or something? How cool
that would be pretty intense.
Hey, that might be, dude. Hey, if softball gets voted out, I always think of it as Survivor. If softball gets voted out by breakdancing, like, and I'm all about the electric boogaloo. And so you have no clue.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I was about to say I have no idea
what that is. But I'm all for some breakdancing, dude. You pull out the cardboard boxes and you start spinning on your head and stuff. But an Olympic sport? Come on.
Over softball.
I know. But
that's ridiculous. I tell you what, that softball episode was a great one. Anybody who hasn't seen that needs to go back and watch it because it was a good one.
Well, part 2 comes out tomorrow. So So we put out the voting for everyone out there, and we got a unanimous, obviously, vote for releasing it early. And
perfect. That's what we love.
Yeah, we challenged the girls, share and get all that social media stuff going on, and they did a good job. Honestly, I'm still learning this stuff, and like it was a huge help for our show and lift for even preparing for this episode or the one that we're about to release. Like everybody's ready for it. That's awesome. You know, it's kind of cool to feel like people are waiting for something that you're about to release. So
yeah, and I tell you what, I was really impressed. There was some great young girls on that show that were just asking questions, and Bella Dayton did a great job of answering a lot of stuff, and Coach Steinman and the USC Coach Metters. Yeah. I mean, they did it was awesome.
It's almost one of those things where I'd like to set it up like almost routinely, like to bring the girls back and talk about how they've improved and like what's changed. And I think it would be really cool, not just for us, but for our listeners even to follow like certain players through their career. Like, you know, and I even talked to Dawson and John Michael about that when they were on for North Greenville is like, let us know how your season goes. Like, how cool would that be is you got a little small group of following listeners out there that's paying attention to see what you're doing throughout your career. I think that's awesome. So,
yeah, for sure.
Hey, so we don't want to keep everybody. I know you're probably getting tired of listening to this talk, but hey, I did get a message today from Jack McDowell. So I don't know if you're familiar with Jack McDowell, Bryson, but back in my day, I say late 80s, 90s, Jack McDowell was a pitcher that you just didn't like. Like unless he was on your team. And he played for the White Sox. And I'm like, obviously I've said this a couple times too. I'm a Canseco fan, or I was a Canseco fan. Dude, he wore out Canseco. But anyway, I got him. He's going to come on the show and talk to us. So
that's going to be awesome.
Dude,
that's going to be awesome.
Like he even messaged me some stuff about like current or like what's going on currently today with some of those athletic players that was on those teams, like what Dave Stewart's got going on. And he told me some stuff about George Brett. Like George Brett has some stuff going on. And I don't know if you're familiar with George Brett or not, but I think probably the best Kansas City Royal to ever play. Like he's the pine tar bat guy. So if you've ever seen the old video where he hits the home run and then the next thing you know, he crosses home plate, the umpires are standing there looking at his bat. You know, they're looking at it. He's gotten back to the dugout and they're spinning the bat around. And all of a sudden they look up, they call him out. And he comes out of the dugout, throws his helmet everywhere. Like, see, that's the good memories of baseball. You got to go back and look that stuff up. But anyway.
I know, I will.
Like some super cool information, hopefully, that we'll learn from Jack McDowell. He plays in a rock band, which obviously I'm cooling down with because rock and roll is my thing.
That's your vibe.
Yeah, but dude, I even told him in a message that I sent him was like, dude, I didn't like you too much back in your career. I was like, but hey, dude, I totally respect your game, man. And
so I'll tell you what, if people have listened to us this long, then they just got a great present at the end of it, knowing that a former MLB guy is going to be on this show. So,
that's
I mean, we had to give him a present for listening to me and you talk back.
We did. Hey, dude, we can tease this. Yeah, we can tease this. And I didn't even do that on purpose. Hey,
look at you go.
Hey, dude, you know what time it is right now? It is 12:14.
Yeah, it's past midnight. We're still
going, dude. Hey, all of this is about kids in baseball, man.
Yep.
So, hey, we love it. And hopefully everyone listening loves it as well. So, hey, Bryson, I think we're going to sign off for tonight. I probably need to get some sleep before I got a work day starting tomorrow. You got a whole new day starting for you tomorrow. So thank you guys very, very much for listening. And, until the next time, and we're recording tomorrow night. So relatively soon, Duke Baxter is going to be on the show with us tomorrow.
Perfect.
watch his videos on social media. He runs Dominate the Diamond gym in New Jersey as well. So he's in the area of Stuyman.
We get our Jersey supporters.
That's right. And he's going to be on the show. He's great. Follow his stuff. But until then, we'll catch you on the slide.
Thanks for listening to the Slide Podcast. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. In the meantime, stay connected with Coach Jen and Aaron on Instagram at The Slide Podcast Show, on Facebook at The Slide Podcast, and the Facebook private group, The SLIDE Podcast. Until next time.